What we are really hoping is that by sharing in stories with one another, you're going to get to know people in a different way. You're going to discover that we are community, whether this is your first time here or whether you've been here week after week and year after year for a long time. We are a community and we are grounded in the love of Christ, and that's why we're here. And what we hope is by the time you leave this evening, you will know some people in a way that you haven't known them before. Our next pair, we have a pair of storytellers next. Paul and Leanne Houdershell are coming forward to share. Paul and Leanne have been part of our church for about 4 years, and they are two wonderful volunteers, but I'm not going to say much more because you're going to share that in your story. But I have to tell you that I called them yesterday. We had somebody else, they're from the LGBTQ workstream. We had somebody else who had volunteered to speak, but her uncle passed away and she couldn't be here, and I guess that's a legitimate excuse. So I was very grateful to call Paul and Leanne, and they said, of course, we would love to come and share a story. So welcome Paul and Leanne Houdershell.
We'll see how I think you did a good job with that. It's always kind of a challenge for both of us because of the height disparity. I'm going to go off script for about 30 seconds. As you'll find out in our story, we've been involved in Celebrate Recovery, and one of the things we do there is we introduce ourselves. And I'm a little more nervous at this than I expected to be because I've been sharing my story for about 26 years in recovery. But this is a new area for me. It's a new area to share. And I've just found myself a little bit unsettled. So I want to introduce myself like I do at our CR meetings. If you've been in a 12-step, you kind of know the drill. You just kind of say hi back to me. But just so you all get to know me, my name is Paul, and I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and I struggle with alcohol.
Hey, Paul. Okay, I guess I will do the same. I'm Leanne. I'm a believer in Christ, and I struggle with codependency. Hey, everybody. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much. That helps. We would really like to share with you how Floris has made a difference in our lives, but also in our walk with God. After a bunch of years of struggle with his identity, about 4 years ago, our son Matt told us that he was gay. And at that time, we were part of another church tradition, but when Matt came out, we knew we needed to change that. We needed a church home that would welcome and affirm each person in our family, because we loved and we affirmed Matt. We knew that Matt was a beloved child of God, but we had been steeped in a tradition that said otherwise, and it was turned into an uncomfortable place for us to be. So not only did we need a new church home, but we needed the support and the love of a church community and a place where we could heal. So it really wasn't an accident that we had been part of Floris to Celebrate Recovery. It's really interesting how God kind of provides in advance for these things. But because of conversations we'd had with Barbara and others, Floris we decided to make this our first stop. And we visited several times, and we felt a peace here that we hadn't felt in church for a very, very long time. And at one of our first visits, we were welcomed by Pastor Nadeem, who was here at the time, and he asked us what brought us here. Leanne immediately burst into tears as she shared the story of our journey. And he listened and he affirmed everything that we had to say. And as time went on, we had conversations with Tom, with Barbara, with Ashley, and with other people here. And in each conversation, we were consistently met with compassion and caring. The pastoral staff, the congregation were also concerned about how Leanne and I, and by extension our daughter Amanda, was doing. And they wanted to know that, and knowing that we were growing and that we were changing on our faith journey.
It's sometimes hard to come to a new church with baggage from your previous church. But when we express this, and we didn't have to suppress it, we were assured that it was good for us to be here for a season of rest and healing as we found new family and as we grew in our faith and our walk with God. Being at Floris has been exactly what we needed. We are grateful that God has broadened our tent. Here we have found a community of people that really believe that we are all made in God's image without exception, and as such are of value, have dignity, and are important to our entire community. I loved what Tom said last week about following in Jesus' footsteps. He shared that Jesus, he is planning to follow Jesus' footsteps because Jesus came alongside to care about and to minister to the lost and the least. And I think that's exactly what Paul and I want to do as well. We've only been part of Floris for maybe somewhere between 3 and 4 years, but it has been a great years of recovery, growth, and opportunity to serve and give back. We've been blessed to continue to serve and celebrate recovery. We have facilitated a couple of small groups focused on race and reconciliation. And now we have the opportunity to serve on the LGBTQ, I'll quit there, and allies work stream. This fall, we will be starting a life group for LGBT plus community and their allies, and that will be open to all, so we'd love to have you join us. It's been humbling to be a part of this church. We limped in here with what we felt like was a wound that challenged our faith. We now see it as a blessing and a privilege. We are now comfortable in our own beliefs. We are in a safe place to share those beliefs, and we're happy to be part of a church that is open and accepting of all. Thank you.
Thank you.